Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halayim Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Achakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who taught us the truth. Honors and salutations to all sincere Akim throughout the four corners of the earth, laboring in honesty, sincerity, charity, and sound doctrine. All right, to the Akwathim and to the children that believe on the true names of the Father and the Son, which the Father's name is Yahweh, he exists, and the Son's name is Yahweh Shai, he is the deliverer. All right, my name is Micah Alabun Gab Ben Yashala. I'm with the Watchman Philadelphia camp. All right, and I came across this article. You know, it's uh, it's about the military exercises that happen in Los Angeles. All right, so it says Los Angeles residents startled by U.S. military exercises in downtown. All right, so basically, like whatever Esau does, he has to show it to you before he does it. That's why they put a lot of things in movies, uh, cartoons, video games, things of that nature. But some people pick up on it and some people don't. That's why the scriptures tell you, "Seek and ye shall find," man. You know. So if you're looking for the truth, right now it's supposed to be the time where you're supposed to be searching for it before all hell breaks loose, because it's coming time where it's going to be the famine of the word. You know, in Salakia, man, I had did a little, started doing a live earlier, and I had paused it and it got shut off. So now, we back out. I'm gonna start over. But it says, folks in downtown Los Angeles, California, had their Monday evening rattled by some U.S. Army urban warfare training exercises being carried out downtown. It says residents posted recordings of close-in military of Slovakia of close-in military maneuvers above the streets and reported loud booms. All right, so it says they were startled because they tried to act like they didn't know that these things were going to happen. Which 9 times out of 10, the average citizen doesn't watch the news, anything like that, so they're not up on current events, or they don't look at uh, different sites to see news and all that, you know. So it says Angelinos are having a rough week. First, one of their professional football teams, the Rams, lost the Super Bowl. Now, if you look at the helmet on the Rams, man, you could compare that to like the Baphomet horns, but they just rolled up, and that makes me think about like when I was dealing with this one woman. She used to watch this. Her kids used to watch a show. It's called The Boy or The Bull, and the dude had the horns. They were like curled or whatever. And when he got mad or whatever, them Jones would pop up. So that would be like the devil showing, basically showing his horns and all that. You know. So that's funny how you had the Patriots play against the Rams, there, but that's something whole different, man. All right. So it says the Rams lost the Super Bowl, and now the U.S. military has decided to use the center of their city as the urban ground for weapons of war. So basically, if you go into that word urban, it goes into like slums. All right, so that's where basically Jake live at. It's like a city, basically a city slum. Which you have in a lot of cities, man. You got your Edomites living there, trying to live luxuriously or whatever. But this is a tweet from this guy Andrew Blankstein, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's a so-called Jewish last name. So at the top it says this is the date was February 4th, 2019. All right, it says release number, and it gives you 1902-201, whatever that. But it says media advisory. U.S. Army conducts training in the Los Angeles area. Los Angeles, California members of the U.S. Army will conduct military training in the greater Los Angeles and Long Beach areas February 4th through the 9th, 2019. It says the purpose of this training is to enhance soldier skills by operating in various urban environments and settings. So, yo, what's that? They coming to get Jake. You know, they said they trying to operate. Here, I'm gonna read it again. It says the purpose of the training is to enhance soldier skills by operating in various urban environments and settings, man. So you trying to operate in the slums, different parts of which they show you that in different areas. So they trying to operate throughout the whole city, man. Cause Esau don't even care about Esau. All right, so you're gonna have, like, matter of fact, what it say in Revelations 13:16, he calls of both all, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. You know, to receive a mark. So that's what they gonna come doing when they coming around you up. Whether you rich, whether you poor, whether you free or whether you or bonded, you know, they coming for you. Like it says the enemy shall come in like a flood, man. All right. It says this training is coordinated with all right, matter of fact, that's what I wanted to say. With any type of training, when you training for something, you're training for what? The purpose of using your training, you're gonna make use of your training. All right, just like a person goes to college and get a degree. What they gonna do with that degree? They plan on using it. So if you training for something, you plan on using that training, and they trying to train you in all different types of circumstances and situations. You know, now you can go back to that movie Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and yo, this actually when you look at the videos of this situation, but mine is the shooting and all that. It was the helicopters, the Tomahawk helicopters, and they was coming, hovering, and they was going low. But they was telling me, yo, shoot all the citizens that was gathered together, because you know you're gonna have people that uproars of the people's coming, martial laws coming, you know. And over there in that region, man, like a lot of shit goes down. And I don't even want to say that region, but over there on the West Coast, LA, California, period, is a wicked ass state, you know. But it says this training is coordinated with the appropriate state, county and city officials, as well as private property owners. Safety precautions have been implemented to prevent unnecessary risk to both participants and or other residents and property. All right, so this is Andrew Blankstein. He says, to those wondering about the military helicopters in the skies over the Los Angeles area, here's your answer. So, so that's why Esau, like, yo, they always try to, you know, this came out 12:20 a.m. February the 5th, 2019. You know, and Blankstein, I'm telling you that in my head, I'm thinking of a Jewish dude, but like he trying to give you an explanation for what's going on, which he really can't. You know, he's lying. Like the scriptures tell you, never trust thy enemy because his iron rusted, so is his wickedness. And I say that in a lot of videos, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Why? Because I don't trust them crackers, man. You know. But keep going. It says members of the U.S. Army will conduct military training in the greater Los Angeles and Long Beach areas. Now you know the rapper Snoop Dogg. He used to always rap about Long Beach and all that. So you got ghettos over there too. You know, you got good areas and ghettos. But why would he keep repping Long Beach? You know, that's a nigga. That's his. Because obviously, when he talking about Long Beach, he talking about where he's from, which is a fucking ghetto, man. All right. But it says February 4th to the 9th. It says 2019. Says a Monday news release by the Los Angeles Police Department. The purpose of the training is to enhance soldier skills by operating in various urban environments and settings. Of course, they want to say it again. All right, it says local CBS affiliate KCAL reported that the main neighborhoods where the exercise were being held was Silver Lake, downtown LA, and Long Beach. So to me, when I hear that, it sounds like nigga neighborhoods, man. Alright? And I'm not familiar with over there. I'm not from over there. But and I know brothers that watch the channel, be over there, live over there. So they know where these places are. Silver Lake, downtown LA, and Long Beach. Alright? Silver Lake sound like a hood. Downtown LA. You could say like, do they say downtown Philly, which that would be South Philly basically, where niggas live at. In Long Beach, which I know Long Beach from hearing Snoop Dogg. It says they reported the drills were over by Salaka. They reported the drills over by 10 p.m. Monday. While police said residents near the training locations had been notified beforehand, the Los Angeles Times noted Tuesday that many said they had nothingness, none slacking. I'm gonna read that again. The Los Angeles Times noted that many said they had nonetheless been caught off guard by helicopters whizzing overhead and loud booms. All right, so check this out real quick. We're gonna get First Thessalonians because them people said they was caught off guard, right? That means they wasn't watching. You know, they wasn't watching. They're not trying to keep up with the current events because if they knew about all these things that's going on in the world, that would have been nothing to them. Okay, so we're gonna get First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 2. All right, it says, "For you yourselves know perfectly that the day of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua so cometh as a thief in the night," man. All right. So the reason why I read that scripture just to make it like a thief in the night, because when a thief comes, you don't know when he's gonna come. But you gotta be prepared. You gotta keep yourself prepared. You know, it ain't time to play no games and all that. Like we have spiritual warfare, man. Spiritual warfare. So it's no time to slack off and none of that. Ain't no time to be on that shit like, yo, I'ma fall out and all that. No. It's time to get busy, man. You supposed to go harder for your Yahweh Shemyaw Shah. Just like them people was caught off guard over there in downtown Los Angeles, Long Beach, and Silver County or something like that. Just imagine how, well, niggas gonna know by then, but the day of the Lord is gonna come like a thief in the night. And you can go to what's that? Matter of fact, let's get it. 2 Peter 3 and 10. It's the book of 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 10. It says, "But the day of Yahweh Bashem Shah will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, the earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burnt up." So yo, man, that was like without all the the fire and all that. These people was getting like a prelude to it, to the day of the Lord, basically. Why? Because what they say, it says, which let's see, all right, here it goes. It says, while police said residents near the training locations had been notified beforehand, which they're going to tell you that they have been notified, why they might send out a little piece of mail. And Jake don't like to read shit. If it ain't no check or nothing that's benefiting them, money, anything like that, they just throw that shit to the side. Like, if it's a bill, it look like a bill, they gonna throw that shit to the side. And it could be a warning. Like, yo, man, you know what? We're going to come down there and blow your whole fucking block up tomorrow at this time. You might want to get the fuck out of there. And they put it in a letter. And then they put it in a form that makes it look like a bill. And a nigga go and look at it like, oh, it's another fucking bill, throw it to the side. So when that shit happen, they're like, no, no, man, no, they ain't never told me this shit. This is bullshit. You know? Anyway, it says, while police said residents near the training locations have been notified beforehand, the Los Angeles Times noted Tuesday that many said they had nonetheless been caught off guard by helicopters whizzing overhead and loud booms. So that's why I brought out Second Peter, because they said they said by loud booms, but those booms are going to turn to the missiles, man. Because it says for with every battle is with confusing noises or something like that. Roughly paraphrasing. But anyway, let me play this clip of what these people are witnessing. That's one part. That's crazy, man. Cause I actually like literally, I saw when I used to work at this one job, before I had got the camera and everything, and I was, it was a Saturday, and like basically it was a commission job, so you had to make your money and all that. So I'm basically working on a Saturday, and I'm like, yo, I gotta go to camp. This, that, and the third. I didn't even want to be here, so my mom was here, and I'm in the parking lot, and I was in the basically like a Ephraimite parking lot, it was a lot of such out of the Northern Kingdom there, man. I'm gonna say that a lot of the Northern Kingdom, it was basically a Northern Kingdom neighborhood. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna just stay and make my quota, whatever. I ain't trying to work Sunday, such and such, you know. As soon as I said that, I seen the fucking one of the lines of these helicopters that flew over this place, you know, loud ass sound, man. I'll never forget that shit. And that's like that physically happened to me. And I heard that, I'm like, what the fuck? And nobody around in the parking lot looked up in the sky to see none of this shit. And I like that was what, about 2 years ago? Before I got the camera. Before I got the channel. You know? But yeah. Keep going down. I want to read the rest of this article. It says, here we go. I said the local terrain and the local terrain and training facilities in Los Angeles provide the Army with unique locations and simulates urban environments the service members may encounter when deployed overseas. All right, so they said when they deployed overseas. What was the scripture say? He said he's going to remove. He's going to remove far away from you the Northern Army. You know what I'm saying? But when they do go overseas, it's like instances, but they try to put in your head like, yo, you might be over there, let's say in Iraq or some shit like that. You know? And they try to put in your head like, yo, that's your enemy. So a fucking 2-year-old or 3-year-old baby could walk out and shit. You know, and they show you this shit in movies. You know? A baby could come out maybe strapped with well, they'll say they was strapped with TNT, they was a suicide bomber. You know what I'm saying? On some bullshit. But if that was the case, that means that baby was protecting his home fucking land. You know? That's all they was doing. But like you have like these people try to put in their head, but basically they training for them to kill these motherfuckers right here in America, man. You know? Along with you gonna have what? The troops come from the UN troops and shit like that. All right, but it says It says it says the local terrain and training facilities in Los Angeles provide the Army with unique locations and simulates urban environments the service members may encounter when deployed overseas, says a U.S. Army statement obtained by CAL. It says KCAL, KCAL, which is another, I guess a sister station to CBS or some shit like that. But I read it in the beginning. It says there is no replacement for realistic training. Each location selected enables special operations teams and flight crews to maintain maximum readiness and proficiency, validated equipment, and exercise standard safety procedures. So it's basically telling you, all right, safety procedures and all that. So they basically telling you like, oh, we doing this for your benefit, you know, which they really not doing it for your benefit. They doing that shit to trap you up and all that, you know. But that's what the whole martial law is about. That's why you just had your state of a union state of union address where I actually ain't you know see that, which I gotta watch that, because I know Donald Trump, every time he opens his mouth he says some shit that you need to hear, because Esau can't do nothing without telling you first. The same way Yahweh Shemi outside don't do nothing without what? Warning you, telling his people. And that's what we here doing. Warning you. Telling you what's going on. All right, it says residents may hear sounds associated with the training, including aircrafts and weapons simulations. So I'm gonna play this clip real quick, it's 15 seconds. Look at the helicopter. You see that? So you see the helicopters and all that flying, you know? And like that shit is major. And that helicopter looked like it had the gun on the front. So when they got and people going crazy and all that, and like they got that, what's that, the vest protest over there in what's that, France? They got that whole situation over there, So with that, like, hey man, they could fly a helicopter over there and just start dumping on the people, just like they did in that movie Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the '80s, which that basically was a whole martial law situation, and they was shooting on their own fucking citizens, man. But I'm keep going on with this article. It says, because I don't want to make this too long. But it says, but it wasn't just choppers involved in these exercises. Air traffic traffickers. It says air traffic traffickers reported the flight path of a U.S. Navy PA Poseidon, typically used for anti-ship and anti-submarine warfare, but which can also carry an electronics warfare suit circling the downtown area several thousands of feet up Monday evening. Damn, that's crazy. And matter of fact, the Poseidon, I think Russia had got a Poseidon too. And, that's the Navy. They fuck with the water and all that, man. You know, I'm gonna read that again because that was crazy. It says, but it wasn't. It says, but it wasn't just choppers involved in this exercise. In these exercises, air traffic traffickers reported the flight path of a U.S. Navy P-8 Poseidon, typically used for anti-ship and anti-submarine warfare, but which can also carry an electronics warfare suite. Electronics, so damn, they could shut down your. They're like, they got that, what's that, the internet kill switch and all that. So they could shut that down. You know? They could cut your cell phone so you can't call nobody. But we going, and that's all about martial law, man. You know? Where it says in what's that, the book of Ezra, second Ezra, when it tells you one, like, you going to basically roughly paraphrase, I'm going to get it. But it say, one man going to desire to hear another man's voice. You know, but you ain't gonna be able to speak to them. Why is that? Because your cell phones ain't gonna be working. It ain't gonna be no fucking Facebook or none of that, man. None of that. All right. It says circling the downtown area, 7,000, several thousand feet up Monday evening. And look, they got a little picture here. Let me see if all right, look, man. Basically, they give you a little. I guess you could say right here. I guess that's the area things happen on the map, and it's basically it's at Long Beach in that area. But this particular aircraft was circling in the sea, so like it's basically like trying to shut down if they got the the submarines trying to come in. So like yo, something major about to happen, man. Which is going to be a major false flag, you know, because the Esau don't just show you shit for nothing. But it says a dangerous precedent. This is far from the first time the Salakia. This is far from the first time U.S. armed forces have used U.S. cities as a training ground. Back in July 2015, the Jade Helm F-15 exercise saw 1,200 U.S. troops drilled for a month in urban and rural environments across the Southwest. All right, now check this out. The apostles went over this whole Jade Helm thing, and they told you like, yo, these people gonna come start kicking your door in, this, that, and the third, and they was doing it on urban places. What's an urban place? Basically where Jake live at, man. You know, it says all while military barred media from reporting on the events. All right, check it out. It says all while the military barred media from reporting on the events. The Washington Post reported at the time, and then, Shalak, at the time, it says, and then in 2016, the U.S. Air Naval Guard invaded the city of Tampa, Florida. Although this exercise was much better publicized, and the public was invited to watch. Damn, that's crazy, man. So they showing you everything that they doing, and you got brothers down there that teach out there in Tampa, man. You know, it's going hard. All right. Uh, it says our U.S. National Guard soldiers join. That don't got nothing to do with this. But oh no, Slack, yes it does. It says U.S. National Guard soldiers join Lithuania troops in urban warfare practice. The Pentagon. That's crazy. All right, it says this past April, the U.S. Army Elite 160th special Slovakia. This past April, the U.S. Army's Elite 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment zipped between New York skyscrapers and across neighborhoods in urban warfare exercises that to drive reported caused New Yorkers to flood the emergency phone lines, fearing a repeat of the September 11th, 2001. So that's what 9/11, right? Attacks which killed nearly 3,000 people in the city was underway, man. So yo, they planning another 9/11. Why do you think that they had this thing going on over there in LA? All right, they had this whole drill going on in LA, and they gonna act like, oh, we gonna try to help you. No, when that shit happened, they did it. They gonna come round your ass up and put you in a concentration camp. To do what? To force you to get the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, man. So they basically telling you in so many words in this. That's why they put 9/11 in there, you know. But it says activists have long warned that such training while ostensibly used to prepare for urban combat overseas, could also be training for U.S. military deployment at home in the event of domestic conflict or civil war. So, yo, they letting you know that there's going to be another civil war here. Like you had that first civil war back. What was that? The red coats and the blue coats, which basically that you could say that's your first Bloods and Crips, man. With the Paul Revere shit, the British are coming, and all that. You know, that was blue versus red. And guess what? Niggas is a product of Esau, so you do the same fucking shit. That's why you gang banging, man. But it says, and yo, another thing too, man. You got that, what's that, the yellow vest situation over there in France and all that. So that's they preparing for that, man. All right, cause yo, as soon as you can't contain, you could call the police for certain shit. And as soon as the police can't contain that, what's the next best thing to do? You gotta call in the National Guard, you know, cause they have more weapons than the fucking police. It says while the Post notes that these concerns have been largely dismissed as conspiracy theories, which the word conspiracy means conspire together. So to come together and speak. All right, theories. There is precedent, Salakia. Yeah, there is precedent for such operations. All right, it says in 1968, on the hills of urban uprising, damn, that's crazy. It says in 1968, on the hills of urban uprising, like those in the Los Angeles neighborhoods of Watts and the so-called long, hot summer of 1967, the U.S. military began preparing for organized urban insurrection in the next few years, according to the retired U.S. Army Colonel Robert B. Rigg. So we gotta check out who that is. Robert B. Rigg. As quoted by the Atlantic, organized urban insurrection could explode to the extent that large American cities could become scenes of destruction, approaching those at the Stalingrad in World War II. So yo, that's talking about World War II, right? 68, 67. All right, it could have happened like that. So now what? We going into World War III, the war to end all wars, man. You know, so they knew that shit happened back then, so they on it. Like Esau, like, nah, man, these niggas gonna start tripping. We got cut this. Like, we gotta be prepared. That's why they doing all these different drills and things of that nature. It says NATO requests help for urban warfare combat scenarios. You know, look, you see the picture right here, and it has the military. You know, and yo, and that's what. And you go to Chicago, right? If you look at Chicago, they was calling for NATO for the NATO troops to come over there and shut shit down. Because when you have like with the military here in America, you might have a family member that's, well, I ain't gonna say might. You're gonna have a family member that's in the military, and they're gonna try to hit their peoples off like, yo, man, they about to do this, that to you. Fuck that, you my folks. I gotta look out for you. You know what I'm saying? But you got a NATO troop. They're not trying to hear none of that shit. When they come over here, their whole thing is they going to follow the operations of what they supposed to do, and that's going to be to kill a lot of people, man. You know, if they resist, kill them, and like that's why they want to start in neighborhoods like Chicago, because you got a whole bunch of niggas out there. That all they want to do is shoot shit up, and then that's what they do, you know, and they going the target. Why? Because Esau don't care about you, you know. That's what, like, the Apostle Tahar came out. He's like, that's why we call you the devil, man. Because they trying to act like everything cool, but then they going to turn around and fucking gun you down. All right? It says rooftops, windows, rooms high up, streets low down, and back alleys nearby could become a virtual jungle for patrolling police or military forces at night when hidden snipers could abound, as they often do against U.S. and allied forces in Vietnam and daylight. Rigg wrote in Army magazine in July 1968. So these are the things that's coming to this place, man. This all prophecy, though. These are things that's coming to this place because uh, basically we say you reap what you sow, you know. So the thing that and that's judgment being cast on the people that did these things. All right, but it says could local police or National Guards units. So hold on, I can. Yo, with who in it? Uh-uh. Salakia. It says alright, I'm gonna read this again. It says Rigg wrote in Army magazine in January 1968. It said could local police or National Guard units carry out such search and destroy campaigns in the cement block jungles of high-rise buildings. Yo, and they showed you that in the movie. What's that? First Purge. You know, and what they call America. This the concrete jungle and all that. You know, that's what this is. But it says Army units, and we almost finished with this. But it says Army units must be oriented and trained to know the cement and asphalt jungle of every American city he warned. Possibly the site of such maneuvers in several cities could prove a deterrent of urban insurrection. Indeed, it was only months later that the downtowns of a dozen major U.S. cities burned as massive urban uprisings. Followed the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the U.S. National Guard deployed tens of thousand troops across the U.S. to restore and maintain order, including 13,600 just in Washington, D.C., the Post reported. All right? So, hey, man, that's heavy right there because that's basically what's coming to this place. So let's hop into some of these scriptures on martial law, which basically I'm gonna come out of the book of Second Ezra, man, because that's a heavy book right there. All right, uh, I'm gonna get this one. It's just my shot. But yeah. So like all those things, man, happened back then. It's going to happen right now, man. You know. That's why, like, yo, I love the book of Second Ezra, man, cause it's heavy. Like that, this should have you. All right, this Second Ezra chapter 15 and 15, man, cause basically, this is what's going to happen. Once these things start going down and all that, you got what? You got the what's that? The yellow vest, and they fighting against each other, man. They gonna start fighting against each other. But this is Second Ezra 15:15. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh." All right. So the sword and their destruction. What's that? The destruction of what? This place. The destruction of this man's system, Esau's system. The destruction of his kingdom. It's drawing nigh. It's drawing close. Okay. It's drawing close. It says, "And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands," man. So they go and look over there at that whole thing in France, the yellow vest situation. What you think is going to happen right here in America? All right, people going to be fighting against each other. You know, a whole bunch of shit, man. A whole bunch of shit's about to happen right here, which is right here in the scriptures, man. Why you think that Esau's preparing? Because he know, man. Them bastards know the scriptures. Why you think Trump basically is trying to talk about he teaching the Bible and all that shit to try to twist it up even more, to try to twist up the truth that the Lord gave to who, the Israelites. Starting with his elect, you know, with the Abba Bivens and the men that's still out there teaching the truth, which is the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, you know. But this is Second Ezra chapter 16 and 23. It says, "And their dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down," man. So yo, that's what that whole military drill is about, man. The dead gonna be just cast out, like the scriptures say. You gonna be just stepping over dead bodies, man. That's how many people are gonna perish, man. You know, that's how many people are gonna perish, and it's when all these things go down. All right, let's go to verse 22, and that's what I really want to get first. This is I'm gonna hop up. Second Ezra 16 and 22. It says, "For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy." Yeah, man. So if you escape one thing, you're going to get hit by another, and the sword going to destroy you. But you saw those military fighter jets, man. Not just, they were helicopters, so they maneuvered, they was flying low. They got low on niggas, man. You know? Let's go to, matter of fact, it's all the same. I'm going to start at verse 17. Second Ezra 16 and 17, Salakia. It says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish, are sin and scourges, and amendment. All right? So, yo, all those things are coming right here, man. But you starting to see the beginning of these, man. Like, this ain't no joke, man. That's why you got brothers out here constantly hopping on here, telling you, man, what's going on. You know? Pleading with you, basically. You know? Through the scriptures. Telling you, yo, you better get right, man. Get right or you going to check out, man. You know? There's no other way. Alright? So, like, give me 1 second. Alright, come. This is Isaiah 59 and 19. So you seen how them troops in LA, they was exercising the drill and all that, man. And you got people saying, "Oh, I was startled," and that's why I brought that scripture out, First Thessalonians 5 and 3, about the thief in the night, man. Cause that shit just snuck up on them, and yo, it's gonna sneak up on you the same way they gonna be like, "Oh, I never heard that." Why? Because you got the men on this YouTube, constantly doing sit downs, hitting the highways and byways, and doing things like that, and warning the people, blowing that trumpet, blowing that trumpet. But they want to act like they ain't hear it, man. Just like those people, like I guarantee you, in the sending the article that they sent out stuff, the people that let the warning people let them know what's gonna happen. But they so busy, caught up in their lives and caught up in this society. And Esau knows that. That's why he puts out all those different distractions. But you got to avoid the distractions and you stay right into these scriptures, man. Because when you be tried, when Yahweh Shah got tried, and that's another thing I'm going to hop on. That's going to be another topic, though. When you tried, you get tried by yourself. You ain't tried with your homeboys, man. You ain't tried with your homeboys. Yahweh Shah went up there by himself. John the Baptist, he was in that dungeon by himself. Daniel, he was in the lion's den by himself. All right? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they was together, you know? But they could have turned on each other like, nah, dog, fuck that, you know? But you're going to be tried by yourself, man. Your everyday life, man. Who's around you like that? So this shit about to get real, man. All right? But this is Isaiah 59:19. It says, "So shall they fear the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua from the west and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood. The spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him, man. So, hey, like, yo, the video that I showed in the article that I read, it was basically showing you how they're going to come in like a flood. Do what? Their martial law, their troops, man. And the brother down there in Florida, Kwame Nasrallah, he put up a video early that I watched, that was speaking on the whole lines of a vision that he had of martial law, which a lot of brothers now, they having visions, man. They dreaming dreams, and it's all pertaining to what? The destruction of this place. Even Esau having them dreams, man. Why? Because Yahweh Shem Yahweh is showing Esau, yo, your shit is over, man. You know? He's showing Esau that his shit is done. So yeah, you're gonna have Israel have these visions, and you're gonna have the heathen have them visions too. That's balance, man. Because we coming out there telling you on the highways and byways on these videos that your place is done, and the people still don't see it. Why? Because they're so busy watching the Super Bowl football season is over, and I'm glad about that, you know. But then you got, what's that, man? Football season over, but you still have basketball. Then after basketball, you got baseball. It's always a constant, uh, uh, a constant distraction, if you will. Yeah, that's not if you will. That's what it is. All right. But yeah, man, that's basically it, man. You know, on that, like, this shit is done, man. And the brothers, yo, you gotta keep the faith. All right. Stay strong, man. Cause like, yo, we almost out of here, man. It ain't no doubt about it. You know. Just get one more precept. Nothing. I be bringing out the same precepts a lot, man. But that's cool. Cause uh, this how people learn, man. You know. So, what scripture talks about our salvation is nearer than we believe?
Here's what I found on the web.
Romans. Yo, I can't, yo, man. Shalaki, I'm seeing like things pop up on the screen, and I can't even see them. I don't even know why. But that's crazy. The brothers that's commenting. Uh, Romans 13, 11. Pull this quick precept. Let me get up out of here. All right, this is this is Romans 13:11. It says, and that knowing the time that now is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believed. You know, so you gotta believe, like, yo, you seeing these things happen, and brothers is telling you and coming and reading throughout the scriptures on it. All right, and letting you know, man, like this shit is over. You know, so right now is the time. Right now, before them doors of grace close, which they closing, man, it's the time to wake out of that sleep, man. Our salvation is at hand, man. But you see the enemy about to come in like a flood, but the Lord gonna lift up that standard. And when I heard that article, I said, yo, when I go home, because I was in the plant when I first heard that shit, I'm like, yo, when I go home, man, so I gotta do something on that, you know? But with that, I want to say all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Chaf Das, double honors to the apostles and elders that great millstone that taught us the truth. Honors and salutations to all society without the four corners of earth, laboring in honesty, sincerity, charity, sound doctrine, and truth. Alright, to the Akwath, even the children that believe on the true names of the Father and Son, which the Father's name is Yahweh, he exists, the Son's name Yahweh Shai, he is the deliverer. And to the next lesson, Shalom, Ayasharala, and